Keeping up with your oil changes is the most basic part of car maintenance and the most important. Your engine oil is the lifeblood of your car, and it's what keeps your engine lubricated. Without the oil, it would just be metal on metal, and your engine would very quickly be destroyed. Oil gets dirty and needs to be replaced. By not allowing your oil to get too dirty by routine oil changes, you can avoid a whole mess of problems and make your car last a long time. I'm about to show you how to change your own oil step by step. Changing your oil is easy, but it can get messy, so make sure to pay attention to my tips along the way to minimize the mess. These are the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need a ratchet, and in this case a 17mm socket. You may need a pipe or a breaker bar for extra leverage to break that drain plug loose. It's a good idea to have an oil filter wrench, a funnel, and I recommend pairs of disposable gloves. Obviously, you're going to need the new oil and filter. In this case, I need 5W20 conventional oil, but to find out what kind of oil and filter you need, you can check your owner's manual, check online, or have your auto parts store look it up for you. You're also going to need a car jack and at least 2 stands. And the last thing you're going to need is an oil drain pan. Start by jacking up your car. You can check your owner's manual to find the specific jack points of your car. Place the stands on each side of the car according to the manual. Then slowly lower your car onto the stands. That's the drain plug right there. You want to make sure you've positively identified your oil pan because some transmission fluid pans have drain plugs as well, and you do not want to drain that by mistake. A good way to know if it's your oil pan is by making sure your oil filter is right next to it. In some cases like this though, your oil filter will be located on top of the engine, but your oil pan will be located almost directly below it. Place the oil drain pan directly underneath the oil drain plug, but have most of that pan in front of the plug because it's not going to start draining straight down. Now use your ratchet and socket, get some good leverage, and break that drain plug loose. In this case, I didn't need the pipe or breaker bar. Now thread the rest by hand. And remember to keep pressure on it because you don't want the oil coming out before you're ready. Have your arm at no more than a 45-degree angle to prevent the oil from running down your arm. And you're going to want to quickly take it away when you're ready. Just like that. And let it drain completely. When it's done draining, thread the drain plug back in. Make sure it's not cross-threading it. Before it's in all the way, you might want to clean it up a little bit with a paper towel or a rag. Then thread it all the way in by hand. Now snug it up with your ratchet, but make sure not to over-tighten it. If you used a pipe or a breaker bar to break it loose, don't use those to tighten it because that's way too much leverage. You want it to be snug and that's it. Now unscrew the filter by turning it counterclockwise. Sometimes I can get it by hand, but most of the time I need that oil filter wrench. Again, have your arm at no more than 45 degrees because it's going to be leaking as you're taking it off, and you don't want that running down your arm. Also, make sure you move your oil drain pan underneath the filter, or else it'll be a lot messier. To avoid an unnecessary mess, you can put the old filter in the new filter box, like this. Now put a thin layer of oil on the gasket of the new filter. This will prevent leaks and make it easier to get off next time. Now screw the new filter in and tighten it up by hand. Don't use the wrench to tighten it. Hand tight will do just fine. Jack it up, remove the stands, and lower your car down slowly. Now locate the oil cap on your engine. If it has your engine oil type on it, then that's it. Also, if it has an oil pan symbol on it, kind of like the Tin Man's oiler from The Wizard of Oz, that is also it. Remove the cap and insert a funnel. In this case, I'm using a cheap Hyper Tough funnel that I got from Walmart for less than $1. Pour in the amount of oil that your specific vehicle requires. You can find this in your owner's manual, online, or have your auto parts store look it up for you. When you're done, remove the dipstick and wipe it off. Then reinsert all the way. I like to turn it a couple times. Take it back out, and you'll be able to read your level. As you can see, our oil level is right in the middle between the low and full indicator, which is exactly where we want it. Make sure you put the oil cap back on, and now you can start it up, because that's all there is to it. My first time changing my own oil, I made a huge mess, and I still always seem to make a little bit of a mess. But hopefully this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, you can give me a like and a subscribe, and hit that bell icon, and you'll be notified of all my future videos. I appreciate all my subscribers, every like, every view, and thank you guys so much for watching.